God. Oh, this coffee's great.
Oh man, I didn't make myself anything. My wife got me drinking 3 of these things of water a day now.
There you go. That's right. Get him, Chris. What's good, Misfits? Happy holidays.
Happy holidays, everybody. Merry Christmas, everybody. What's going on? This is our pre-Christmas show. What's up, Blunt? What's good?
What it is, Pete?
We got 2 more shows. I'm looking at the wrong place now because I put the camera there. Right there. Over there. We are doing these next two shows. I posted the whole preview that we're gonna be on YouTube, but because this is Christmas week, got a couple more days, I decided that we would go live not only on YouTube but also on our 2 Transit Misfits page and our sister page where everything started, Next Bus Please. So if you're in any of those, you'll be able to watch today. Only that if you are on Next Bus Please, you will not be able to share, which we would love for you guys to share. So to share, you either have to go to 2 Transit Misfits, to that page, or you could share the link from the YouTube channel. We're trying to move everything to our YouTube channel. So this week, today, and the 29th, which will be next Thursday before New Year's, which will come back for the New Year's, before New Year's, we will again go live on the 3 pages that we have, the YouTube, 2 Transit Misfits, and Next Bus Please. But then next year when we come back, which will be January 5th, hope everything goes well for your boy Blunt or myself, that we could both join you right after the New Year. We will be going strictly live on YouTube. And following that, when we go live, we will be posting the link into other pages. So if you miss it on YouTube, you'll be able to see it. But the only way you'll be able to join the conversation live with us will be by watching us on YouTube. For today and next week, you could say hello to us, send us your comments through either YouTube or Facebook, whichever one you're at. And I see we got Chris Craven signing in.
Father Craven.
What's up, Chris Craven? Good to see you here. So you see, Chris is on Facebook. He probably would not be watching us if he didn't go into YouTube. But Chris, come on. You've been hardcore MVP. So I'm hoping that you are
a misfit,
a sub on our YouTube channel. And I'm hoping you're, spreading the word to help us grow that channel, brother. And by the way, I didn't forget about the shirt. I just right now haven't been able to, but I am going to support, just like you supported. I'm going to support the Covenant, and I will be talking to you about, getting myself one of those shirts because I got to represent.
Wait, Chris, you got new
Covenant.
shirts? You got new shirts?
Yeah, he got one that says Covenant.
I have a Covenant.
Yeah, that one. Well, I had said I wanted to get one. I I
I'm
gotta
about to
reach out.
say, got a new shirt.
Yeah,
You want
man.
to tell it, brother? Well, Kareem, bitch ass Kareem, what up?
Karen, yeah, brother. We're still waiting to see if what number we're looking for? 4,000 4,000 subscribers on
4,000.
YouTube. And I would do that hot chip challenge again
Listen,
live.
by the time we hit 4,000, that chip is
That
gonna
chip.
been revised about 1,000 times. You're gonna burn your asshole eating that shit.
Yo, Chris says there's a version 2. So I guess that's the one I was talking to about.
Oh, the
Getting.
version 2? Oh, you gotta send me it. Send me it. Let me see what it look like so I can get one, Chris. What's depot you from again? What depot?
Who?
Chris. Which depot is that? Yo, I
Isn't he
got
in
this bad
Queens?
habit.
He's in
Man, I
Queens.
got this. Is he in Queens?
Isn't he in the pond? Aren't you in Fresh Pond, Chris?
Oh,
I thought it was in Fresh Pond.
Fresh Pond or I don't know which depot you are. I got this
Wow,
bad habit,
listen
and I
to my
noticed
second
this.
bottle.
I noticed it that when I'm doing like the replays and fixing the videos for YouTube, I have this very bad habit of looking everywhere.
Fresh Pond, right?
Okay, it's the first part. I have this bad habit of looking everywhere, but where I'm supposed to be looking. I gotta make some little post-it or something.
I've been thinking this just before I went on. I'm looking for a paper to put "look here" because I'm looking at you, and then I just stay there looking because I'm talking to you, but I should be looking here, but then I don't see what facials or what we're talking about. So I guess we got to do the back and forth. Are we talking to each other? Then we got to look over to read the comments.
I understand that about looking over to read the comments and stuff like and doing the work on the side. But when I be looking at myself, like I be like, what am I looking over there for? What's up there? Why am I looking over there? What the hell, E? What are you doing?
Maybe it's from back in the day. You're used to when we did it in studio and I had the TV right next to you, and you would constantly be looking up there, setting up the stage for the next.
No, you know what?
Presentation.
It's an impulse with me. It is an impulse, and I have to stop it because of where I grew up at.
There,
you can't,
young lady.
You cannot just be focused on one spot because cats will catch you from the side. So I had developed a habit of looking everywhere when I'm stationary. I look everywhere, and I need to stop that when we're doing this show because if I want to connect to you guys, I have to look at you guys. I have to feel like I'm looking at you, not like I'm looking over there and just talking to anybody on Blue Boom. You guys are special. I love you guys. So I have to focus my attention on you. So I got to make sure that's what I'm doing. And I just wanted to bring it up so I can remind myself when I'm doing the next video or uploading the next video or editing that I'm talking to myself actually. Like, dude, focus on the camera. This is something you tell your clients when you talk to them anyway. Like, you got to focus over here.
Yeah, we used to tell them when they would come on, right? Look over here.
Make sure you look over here. So yeah, that's what we do.
And people used to ask me.
So what we got going today?
People used to ask me the depot. They used to ask me the depot. Yo, what is he looking at? I said he does the setup. He's setting up the screen and stuff like that. I said, oh. But then when we weren't doing that no more, that you didn't have to worry about that program that always gave us a problem. I still catch you like, and I was like, did he freeze?
Yeah, I'll be looking at other things, but I still have my setup over here on the side.
Yeah,
I still have the
when we're doing this, we're looking at other things. We're looking at the comments. We're looking at things on Facebook. The things that we have prepared to talk about. Again, it's pretty much unscripted. We just put together what we're going to talk about, and then we just bring it live. So we're always going to screw up.
First of all, let's a huge misfit shout out to Chris who subbed just now to our YouTube channel and that's now viewing us on YouTube.
Nice.
Fat shout out to Chris. I'm definitely buying the shirt now.
What's up, Sean? Thanks for joining
Sean Peters.
I think you got to try to Blood. I think you got to try. You were like very like vibrating the voice.
What do you mean? Too loud?
Like you're like this, and like the microphone is vibrating. I don't know. Maybe you need to back up a little bit.
Back up.
Because there was like a lot of vibration. Got Lloyd Archer joining us.
What up?
Sean
What up?
Peters, what's up, man?
Oh yeah,
Garbled.
garbled.
Yeah, he says you
Thanks, man.
sound garbled.
Am I still garbled? Am I
Yeah,
still garbled? Still. Oh, let me lower the volume.
maybe that's what it is.
Let me lower this for a little bit. Tell
And
me how I sound
let me
now.
myself pull myself in a little more.
I sound good now? How do I sound, y'all? Let me know. Do I have to turn down more? Turn down a little bit more. A little bit. Thank you. Thank you. Thank
Better,
you.
he
We
says.
good.
Sean
We good.
Peters is better. Thank you. So,
Let's start. Let's start.
yeah, let's start. We got a full show for you guys, but this is great. See, we got the three. Everybody's showing up. So
Try to be live
congrats.
before.
Let's start congratulating our local 100, TW
Yep.
local 100. Our secretary treasurer has been newly appointed as the new TW local 100 president. So give a shout out to Richard Davis. Richard Davis seen here. He's being sworn in. All over to the right on your screen, that's Utano, Tony Utano.
Retired.
He's been the TW president since 2017. He is stepping down. His reasons are to be closer to his family. Um, and he since then has appointed Mr. Richard Davis. The vote was 41 in favor, none opposed. So let's see what happens with that. And commentary I saw about him, he's talking about he's all about the transit membership. He wants to bring changes. He wants to do things differently. And like they'll say they want to do some changes. So I think it was a good time to talk about some changes that I think um, would affect every member of the membership of the local. We Blunt and
Just
myself, we talked
before you
about
get
this.
into that,
Yeah.
yeah, before you get into that, let me just put out there that it's very important that at this point in time that for those people who may not like Richie Davis for whatever reason, let's do like when Trump vote was Trump. I'm dyslexic now. When Trump was voted in, let's give him the benefit of the doubt and hopefully he can step up to the spot of the office and do a good job. So give him a clean slate. Whatever problems you may have, let's just all back him up and help him do what he needs to do for the membership. Okay, guarantee.
Yeah, that is true. Just like anything, because I'm gonna follow on that with our Union Depot chair at Gleason when he was also appointed. Everybody was like, "Oh, they bring him in because they want to keep a puppet, this and that." And in my opinion, and in the opinion of many other co-workers at Gleason, we see that he has stepped up and he's doing a good job at it. And we have seen him kind of when JP would say something like he would like if he doesn't feel that it's right for us, he would say something. So that's a good thing. And sometimes you have to give people a chance. Like Blunt just said, giving people a chance. I just want to check my display real quick, and then we're gonna turn this off.
Oh, Lois,
Hmm?
those numbers are not true. Lloyd, you got factual receipts for that, Lloyd?
What's that?
Send them to our Gmail.
Oh, let me hit
He said
I gotta hit the comments
they're
again.
not true. Yeah. Thanks, Lloyd. Do it for me. Be nice. You just gotta get some people to bend for the doubt. Whatever position you have against him, man, good or bad, he's in office now, and just give him enough rope to hang himself with, pretty much. You know, and see what he does. I don't know. I mean, he's been. I think he's been on our show before. I'm not sure, but for what I hear about him, I hear both sides of the fence on this guy. So I don't know. He's there now. There's nothing you can do about it until the next election. So let's hope that he steps his game up and does what the members need to have done.
Yeah,
Because speaking of some of the Ebo members, they didn't vote him in. Hmm. Interesting. Interesting. I have two. I have one or two members of e-board on my speed dial. I'm gonna have to check that out. But we'll see. The dirt is coming in, and the dirt is coming in.
well, I mean, there are gonna be those that don't like him,
Yeah, it's always.
but
But then again,
I
sometimes they say when you're doing the right thing, and people start to hate you for it. So, you know, I guess we ain't doing nothing because nobody hate us, huh? I don't get no hate mail.
you don't get no hate mail. So yeah, guys.
Look,
So go ahead. You had anything else?
look, yeah. I just want to where is it?
Yeah.
Hmm, there we go. Hey, Lloyd, send it there. Take that down. Send it there, Lloyd. You trans. Send me your receipts. Send me your receipts. I want to see them.
If they are factual, if they can be proven, we'll talk about it. We'll bring it
Okay,
up
I
here.
see. Now, Lloyd, let me put this up. Let me put it. Lloyd says Lloyd doesn't have a problem in his opinion, just not qualified. But what are the qualifications? And you know, I- just because he's not qualified to you, he obviously was qualified to a channel. So I mean,
And to the people that signed him
it
up
kind of
to
yeah. I mean, we got the report. It was pretty much nobody opposed it.
no
So,
opposed. It's 41 in favor, none opposed.
but they're saying that those numbers are not right. But I mean, that's what we got in the report. Doesn't mean it's true, but yeah. Yeah,
Mr. Kemp says two
that's
members from RTO didn't vote for him.
wow. So here we go. The drama's coming out.
Well, we
Yeah,
will see what happens.
Sean, you absolutely right. Sometimes doing the right thing isn't always doing the right thing. Is it the right thing to do? Right? Yeah, I don't know. Yep.
Isn't doing
Well,
the
thank
right
you, Lord. I
thing.
appreciate that. I get what he's saying. Well,
So, Mr. Alexander, I'm glad you're here. Hope you're still here watching because I wanted to bring something up. We have talked
oh,
about this in the past.
abstain.
You got more?
Yeah. No, I was just reading what
We
Mr. Kemp said. What? First of all, shout out to Mr. Kemp. What's good, brother?
no, that's the wrong thing to do. If you're gonna abstain from voting, then you
That's
can't.
like voting yes.
Yeah, so you just those two that abstain, if they had a problem, they got nothing to say.
I should say something.
You know,
Yeah,
Hmm? They just got to deal with
yeah.
it.
It said a few members. How many? Wait, first of all, how many members are on the board?
If anybody knows, Alexander,
Kemp, you know that? Answer that. Kemp, how many members are on the board? Because we got the report 40 to 0. So
41.
is there 40 people? 41 to 0? So are there more than
So if he says two
41
didn't,
members
that
on the
means it
board?
will be 43.
Right.
If he said two didn't vote,
I know
47 present on day of
what's
vote.
his name?
47. One.
What's his name? 47. Oh, okay, 47. So yeah, so there's people missing. If there was how many you said 40? 41?
41 in favor, none opposed. So he
And
says the two
not opposed.
abstained,
Just didn't abstain.
meaning that those
That's
two
only
from
43.
RTO didn't vote.
Two abstain. That's 43, 44, 45, 46. That's four that people that didn't vote at all. That didn't do anything. Were they present? Were they missing? I don't know. See, that's something we have to find out.
Yeah.
But even though the majority rules, right? So he still got voted in. Right.
Or they were just
Not
not
without the
there to.
controversy, huh? Not without the controversy, huh?
Controversy is always a good thing. So I
hmm
wanted, yeah, I could talk about this later, but
Yeah.
let's bring this up. The problem that I see that we have talked about prior is the problem with the MTA discipline, the sick control. I don't know how this could be fixed. If it could, I'm irate over it, and I'm gonna be showing a video. I'm here. I didn't think I would be able to do the show today. I'm off Sunday, Mondays. On Monday, towards the evening, I started not feeling well. I I thought, people that know me, I have asthma. That's what I use for my FMLA. Yes, I had asthma, and then during the night, when I woke up on Tuesday, I had 102.1, 102.2 fever. I was free. I was hot outside, freezing inside. I was like, I don't know what I got. I'm gonna have to call out sick. So I called to further notice. Right. So during Tuesday, that's when I called that morning. I was told my wife was like very concerned because since I have my asthma, I'm taking all the medications that I usually do. I got the treatments, the inhalers. I have these pills I take to open my lungs. It wasn't working. So I started remembering back, I think it was 1 or 2 years ago when I wound up in the hospital. I was there like 9 days. They couldn't tell what was wrong. They couldn't find it. It was a scary situation. But anyway, I'm there in the hospital, and then my wife had my phone. But at one point, when I started feeling a little better, I actually gave her my phone, and lo and behold, about 2 minutes later, I see my Ring camera. So my wife had already, before she took me, she had asked her mom, who lives downstairs, if by any chance MTA transit comes knocking on our door, just let them know, that I'm here with him at the hospital, because the whole being on sick control, MTA comes knocking you door, and that's my issue, folks. Why does our union continue to let these people? I know they have a job to do. That's their job. I'm not hating on the woman that came to my door. That's just her job to do. But why do we have to always fall prey to this thing where we're treated like stepchildren? Okay. They A lot of us, like me, I have a condition. Transit knows about my condition. It's been doctors have it. They got all my information. Why is it that they have to, with all the days that we get sick days, why must they come check on you like if they were truant officers? Come to your door to see that you're home. I don't understand that. We're fucking adults, and I don't like it. Each time they've come here, I've been here. And I understand they might say, well, because you have your FMLA, maybe you're going to take advantage. The truth is, it is, they are my sick days. I get 12 a year. I should not have to tell you how I'm going to use them. They are my sick days. Maybe I get up one morning and I just don't feel like going to work. How many of you sometimes just get up every morning and just want to be home? Not about partying. You want to go shopping. You want to go hang out. You just want to be home. You want to take a day to rest yourself because it's many times it's rough out there. So you call out sick. The fuck you have to come over to my house to see that I'm home. I've had jobs before transit. Every job I've had, when I've called out sick, they just tell you feel better. All right, Pete, feel better. Will you be in tomorrow? Yes, I think I'll be in tomorrow. Okay, just take care of yourself. Feel better. We'll see you tomorrow. Coming to transit, it's a union job. I understand union jobs it's great to have a union. Let me tell you, great to have a union. But the union needs to do something about this. Where was it? About this disciplinary action that we get all the time. We're TWU, Local 100. We move New York. All right? We move New York. Enough said. Why do we have to be treated like that? And I see that they put down contract. Let me see. The companies that have unlimited sick have more strict sick policies than us. Corrections and PD have home visits and they have to call in. You know what? I don't care about that. Just that's them. I'm not corrections. I'm not PD. And if they have unlimited sick, that's them. Do for us. I don't. That does not do anything for me. That they get it. Oh, well, they get it too. Okay, no. Why do we have to fall the same way? I don't think it's right. I think it's going into our what do you call it? Our privacy. Um, and I understand that we have to produce sick lines. Okay, when we get sick, we have to bring. If we got to go to the doctor, we bring the paperwork. Go to the doctor. If I go to the hospital, if I tell you I am sick, and I tell you I'm going to the hospital, I'm going to bring the paperwork. So this is what happened. The first day that I called out Tuesday morning, I wound up going to the hospital, and like I was said before, I get the I see the person in the ring, and I'm going to play you the video. Her face has been covered, although maybe some of you operators here in, I believe she takes care of Staten Island, and I don't know if it's New Jersey and Brooklyn, but it's just the two places. Is this, and it's either this in Jersey or this in Brooklyn. I think it's this in Jersey. And I'm going to show you this video, and we'll talk about it a little more. Hopefully, we need to do some changes in this. Where's that video? Right over on the bottom, right here. Check this out, guys.
Transit.
Hello,
Hello? Hi, this is the Transit Authority for Bus Operator Carry-On.
this is me. I'm at the hospital right now. I'm at this north south hospital. South. Sorry. Yes, I'm at the.
Okay.
Yeah, that's transit. My mother-in-law was there.
Okay, just make sure you have your.
Hmm? Yeah, I
Okay,
was taken
make sure
to.
you have your paperwork. That
Yeah, I was taken to urgent care this morning. I got the flu,
Mhm.
and now they sent an ambulance to bring me to the South Hospital, and I'm here. I've been here since I don't remember what time I got here.
Okay, well, make sure that you,
Oh yeah,
when you get a chance, call the depot and let. When you get a chance, call the depot and let them know. Okay.
definitely.
Okay. Feel
Thank you,
better.
thank you. So there you go. Um, and like Blunt was telling me earlier, what was it you said, Blunt?
You give up too much information.
Yeah.
You offer too much information.
And
He just
that's
wanted to give him the paperwork. That was it. Like, just give me your paperwork. You like, I'm at tap
and
tap tap.
that's an
He was like, I'm at
argument
the
that I have
north,
with my
south,
wife.
north.
Yeah, I was all messed up, man. I was all messed
I
up
know you.
because
He
there's
was like, I'm
two
at the north,
hospitals.
south, north.
There's two hospitals because there's Northwell. There's Northwell. I didn't even know where I was at that point. There's Northwell. So there's the Northwell North and there's Northwell South. So I was like, I wanted to say Northwell South, but I was saying North, South. And then my wife, you could
No.
hear in the back, I saying South. So I should have never picked up because the plan was already made that my mother-in-law would be the one answering the door. I was not under a condition to answer the door. But this is what we're being treated with. And we already are told to bring in paperwork. I just don't see the sense of it. And I don't understand how the higher ups in our union don't see this as a problem and don't try to do. I mean, I don't know if they try to do something about it because I've never heard them say we got this on the table. They bring other
They
issues.
go finish your thought.
Yeah, they bring other issues that are going on. And I've heard them, I believe I even heard JP talking about that when he came to our show about the discipline, that they were gonna do some planning on the discipline not being so strict. This whole thing about kind of come check on you. Yo, I'm a grown ass man. You don't need to come check on me. Like, what if I don't freaking feel like I was sleeping, wasting your time coming over? What are they gonna do? How are they gonna prove that I am when I'm not home? So why bother with that? What are you gonna knock my door down and see if I'm here? Most of the time while I was here, I'm sick. I was sick in bed. I was laying in bed all day, and then what happened? My wife got sick now too. So now she is laying out with the flu as well. This is serious shit. But with that said, I'm sorry I haven't been reading the comment. But Rob, thanks you for joining. Rob, you're one man that
What up,
you
Roberto?
could do things. If you're still watching and you don't just pop in and pop out, if you're still watching, I appreciate it. And maybe you could tell me something you could be done because you did a couple of things while there, but this is big. And I think, like I was telling Blunt, if somebody makes that change where they could get rid of this discipline BS of then coming over to my house, listen, this show will be like part your show. Every time we go on, we could have you in the 10-15 minute talk to the membership, because this is big. I think it's a big thing. I don't know, Blunt, if you feel the same way, but there's a lot of issues, but this is one that we all get sick. At one point or other, we might get sick. Some, thank God, knock on wood, have been healthy for the whole career, haven't needed to call out, whatever. And but I don't see a reason why, if we have to fill a Dr. Lyons or we have to go to a doctor to bring you proof that I'm sick, why during that time you have to come knocking on my door to see if I'm home? We're sick. Why do I need to get off my sick bed to go down to show you my pass and say I'm home? That makes no effing sense. And if it was somebody from my family, because I remember while I lived in Brooklyn, someone from my family went down to the door to tell him that I was sick in bed. And they told me, we'll wait. You have to go get him. He has to come down with a pass to show me the pass. So I took my time, but they waited. And I got to the door and I was all messed up because I had a really bad asthma. And here I am showing my pass on the glass. And they look at it. I feel bad. And they walk away. I'm like, why are you making me get off the bed if I'm sick? I don't get it. But this is something that
Well,
I believe that should be done. Not just that. MTA is haunting us, looking to see if we screw up when we call out sick. How about this? And this goes to all the union chairpersons and all the union uh, depot chairpersons, depot personnel, the union chair personnel at each depot. How about when we go sick and we go either at the window or we call, the dispatcher of the window is taking down your name. Dispatcher of the window is taking out your address, your phone number, the reason for your sickness, right? Okay. Why isn't one of our union office people that are at the depot, why aren't they going daily to the crew and checking out who's out? See that they've been out maybe more than 2 days. This guy's been out more than 3 days. Give us a well call. How about doing that? Give us a well call. The list is right there. Give your member, your union member, probably even one that voted you into where you're at, a call to see how they're doing. Why are you going to find out the person passed away after the fact? Keep track of your membership. They're keeping track to make sure that we are home when we call out sick. They know we're sick, but so do the union. The union could go and check the list and give us a well call. What will be the issue with that? Is it too much work? Is that too much work? And then later on, when you find out that the operator, the whatever cleaner, whatever from our depot has passed, now you want to come up with, well, we need to help the family, whatever. We just found this out. Call your membership. Go into that crew room. Look at the list. I'm sure you're allowed to look at the list. Right? Am I right, Blood? What do you think
yeah,
about that?
I
What?
I guess so.
I mean, this the same
Well,
way that transit is over here checking us out to see what we're screwing up. Way too much, Ken. What's way too much?
I kind of feel like Chris and Rob kind of nailed it on the nail on the head,
What's that?
and that is the forefathers abused the privilege. That's why they treated it. I think that's the reason why they doing what they do, because back in the days, people would get caught calling out sick for for not being sick, and
I
I think it got way
understand
too out
that.
of hand. And so
I
now that that's a
understand that.
policy, it was put in the contract, and it is what it is. So you probably don't feel a need for it, but there are plenty of people, and there's people on the job that abuse sick control for no reason. And those are the people, and the ones that get caught are the ones that you have to blame for it. The ones that get
I
caught
understand that.
abusing a sick card for no reason.
But again, it's my sick day. You're giving me 12 sick days every year, and yet you're gonna tell me how I can use my sick days. Like I said earlier, sometimes you get up and you just not feeling it. Maybe you woke up with a backache. Maybe you just, you're just tired. Maybe you did a double and you thought you could do it and you just are not feeling it. Maybe you had a bad day the day before while you was at work. And there's a lot of stress going on when we do this job. And sometimes we're like, what I do? I just want to be home. I just want to relax this day. I want to be home. I'm gonna call out sick. It
What you can
is
do, like Chris said, every rule comes from a privilege that's been abused. You could just check with your union officials or even the management and find out how this 730 rule came into place, and it might give you a little bit more perspective on your gripe. You know what I mean? Because it's a contract thing now, so
exactly, and
it's going to be
that's why
hard to take that out.
it's good to but listen, this has been going on
As far as
before
I
I
wonder,
started working
do
there.
anybody know? Right? Do anybody know when it was implemented? Because before I was working there, I heard that was the rule.
Daniel
Like when I was
Sargent,
starting to
welcome
get
aboard.
into,
I'm sorry.
I heard that was the rule. So I was like, wow, that was crazy. Like when I first heard about it, like they come to your house. It's like, yeah, I'm like, wow. But
Lloyd
if you
Archer
didn't want
says
the job at the
2005
point,
contract.
no, way before 2005. Because my ex-wife was in transit before I was, and it was already in place when she got in transit.
What year
And
was
I
that?
came in 2005.
Mm.
I came in 2005, and my wife was in there at least 5 years before I was in there, 5, 6 years before I got in.
Chris, uh, you agree with me? Let's put this up.
See, Chris says from the 70s and 80s, it was in back then.
Okay. I agree with you. When you sign your name, Transit owns a piece of you. It's a paramilitary operation, and we're just listen. That's where I have to tell you something. Military. There ain't nothing military about New York City Transit. If it was militant, it would be running like the military. Buses will be running on time, constantly. Everything would be like a well-oiled machine. It's not.
It may it may not be um like you say, but it is a
It's not
military type.
militant
They're they're they're
as the
considered
actual
like the
meaning.
military.
We
Yeah,
got
they even use
militant
military.
time.
Yeah, they use military time. They
They're
have a lot of
they're
military
strict.
functions in it.
They're strict.
Yeah,
But
but Benny Hill.
no.
Chris
Wrong
said the
second.
rest of Benny Hill.
It sure does. That, like I said, there's nothing militant. I'm sorry. I don't see militant except the time they use. And they, like we said before, the moment you start the job, they're like ready to freaking cancel you. They're looking to see if you take red lights, which understandable. We have they have people in our hands, people's lives in our hands every day by the hundreds that we're carrying on those buses. So yeah, we are to make sure that we drive the way that we were taught. Okay, but that's that. This whole thing, I don't know if I'm ever gonna see it. I have come March, I have 3 years to go, so I could retire. And I hope to God that I get the chance to retire the time that I want to, because I've had it. I really have had it with this job. The treatment we get. I mean, we get harassed from customers. you know, when we're running late because it was not even our fault. Because as Aaron said in he had a shop gate today at the depot, and one point he brought up was how we all make it work. The paddles, we make the schedule work all the time. We don't work together. This is a union job. A lot of these people that come into the job, like me, I didn't come here from a union job. My job was like, when you screw enough time, they let you go. That's it. There's nothing you could do about it.
Same thing.
So
Same thing. I
maybe
got in from the
having
private sector also.
what's that?
Same thing. And when I got in, I came out of the private sector.
Right. So I feel blessed to be at a job where we have a union where it's not that easy for you to lose your job, and people take advantage of that. I understand that. But what Aaron was talking about is that we make it work, and as long as we make the system work, we're not getting anywhere. Starting with the paddles, our schedules. Why are we flying ahead of schedule? Every single day I start my line, and I get there to start at the point in time where I have to be at that time to start my run. And 2 blocks up with 2 minutes, here is my follower. Why is there? I don't know if there's any run in our Brooklyn division that has a 2-minute headway.
Headway.
And I'm talking about local. I'm not talking about like the
Mm-hmm.
express lines, those limited buses, because sometimes you see one and then like 2 minutes later, the next one is leaving. Because they carry a lot of people. So I could see maybe the headway is less there. But a local line where you are starting like 6 a.m, you have buses 2 minutes apart. Why? What is the rush that you have to fly up my ass right behind me when I'm driving? Is it what? Because you don't want to pick up customers? Like, this is the thing. We don't work together. Stick to your paddle. Stick to the speed limit. They could have fixed the paddles back when they changed the speed limit. Remember, Blunt? We had a speed. I even forgot what speed limit was. It 55? No, it wasn't 55. What was it? Was it 30?
35.
30, 35 miles an hour?
30.
And then and then they switched it to 25. Excuse me. Damn, I ran out of water.
But but even though that might be the street,
The one where I'm
sign
at,
that
the
they
one where I'm
changed
at
it.
is an 8. The route where I'm at every morning is an 8-minute headway. Why is there going to be a bus 2 minutes behind me? There's just no reason for that. Like, you have to be right there because this way you don't pick up. And then a lot of times they'll pass you. And then because they are your follower, this is how I feel, because it's what I'm looking at. Because they're your
This
follower.
is a whole different subject,
huh?
guys.
Yeah.
It's a whole
Yeah,
different
it's like,
subject.
I don't want to be all over the place. Forget that. But it's about, the whole thing is that we don't work together. Okay. And we need to work together to make things better for us. The whole thing about the sick
Daniel,
control.
yeah, Daniel, you're doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing. 16 to 20 miles per hour.
Flacca,
Exactly.
please,
Because remember, guys, when they change those speed limits that are posted on the street signs, those are not operator speed limits. Bus operators operate at a slower speed than that the actual sign's supposed to be. So I think it's about. I'm not quite sure what it is, but maybe Alexander Kemp can refresh my memory. But if the speed limit is 30, then the operator is supposed to do 20 or 15, I believe. So it'd be 10 to 15.
You could do 10. You could do 10.
Yeah, but it's supposed to be 10 or 15 miles per hour
like,
under what's posted in the street. You understand? It's supposed to be 10 to 15 miles per hour under what's posted. That's what we're supposed. That's what I think we're how you say it? Obstructed. It's not obstructed. Instructed to do as an operator. So I mean, I'm not sure exactly how many miles per hour under, but I know it's under. You're not supposed to do. If it says 30, you're not supposed to do 30. You're supposed to do under 30.
Yeah. So they could have changed that back when the speed limit dropped to 20
Right, 16. Yeah.
to 25 now, right? 25. Speed limit now is 25. Why didn't
And
they
it's
take the chance at that point where they knew they were going to change the speed limit to change the paddles? They could have changed the paddles to go according with the speed limit, but they didn't. So now, especially like in some lines like the B68, the freaking speed track up there, if you don't do over 40, you'll never be on time. You will never be on time.
Lord, you ain't
And right,
shit.
and you
Lord, you
won't
ain't
even in
shit.
time right
I'm sorry.
now with the speed limit. So
No, right.
what happened?
No, I was just saying, Lord, shit.
Karim, that will leave for another time because
Yeah.
yeah,
We got to do a lot of research on that.
yeah,
That's coming up.
yeah,
We're
it's
gonna touch
coming.
on that, but not today, though. Not today.
Yeah. So yeah, so going back to the whole sick control, I'm getting a lot of information from Kemp and Rob and everybody else. Damn it. Excuse me. Um, but I just don't see how nobody can do anything about it. I really don't know how they can do anything about this sick control BS. Like what could they change?
Yep.
Could they say if you I'm so sorry, I just
Yep. Just like Daniel's saying all the right stuff here. The GPS is exactly where you are, where you went, how fast you're going, how you change your sign, your box overhead. They know. They know. It's not like before. You can't get away with just anything.
they should do what they do in the trains. Don't they have in the subway that they could slow you down on like all the time you hear we've been slowed down because slowing down because it's a train.
That's the dispatcher's job, though. The dispatcher's
Yeah,
supposed to call you and slow you down, right? I think they do that on you over 2 minutes, don't they?
they should be. Where I'm at,
Be
just
calling,
hardly
calling you.
happens. Sometimes you
Mhm.
see 5
I mean,
buses
sometimes
going one direction.
the problem is you don't really know what's going on in other people's buses. You know what I mean? They could be calling them and telling them to slow down, and they could be just ignoring it, or they could be telling them, "Listen, you're hot. You know, we don't care. Just go down to the other line." You never know. You know, but I mean, honestly,
Oh, now that you brought
I
that
got
up,
to
this
make it
one
work.
thing that Aaron said on his Shopgate about that they're talking about starting to give out violations when they tell you that you're running hot or give you specific instruction on what you should do and you don't listen. So like it's from one time that they call you and tell you to slow down, and if you don't, that they can call the depot where you're working out of for them to write you down a violation. So that's what they're talking about that they're going to do. But I mean, and I understand some that you got to take personals, you know.
Here's the thing here's a problem with that though,
Thank you,
because
Karen.
there's some situations where you on the line and you know your line. Let's say you pick a line like the 35, and you know the line, and you know that at certain time points you're gonna get stuck in traffic, and you know that there's a certain amount of people you're gonna get on the bus, and it might cause you to run a little bit ahead so that you can be on time. It might not be 7 8 minutes hot, but let's say you're 3 minutes up because you know you're gonna hit church and McDonald. This is just I'm just using an example. You're gonna hit church and McDonald, and you know that 267s or a 67 and 69 is gonna dump on you, and you have to stay there and end up being late because you're loading those many people. And so you might run a little bit ahead just to get that extra 2 minutes back so that you can be on time. So I think in that case like that, you get the call and you get the violation, fine, but you should be able to go into the office and explain that violation away, and give them proof. Look at the cameras. You see that this is what's happening. You see that they're on a bus and they can look at the time and how it eats up the time and makes you late. And this is why you moved up just 2 minutes because you already know how that line works.
Mm.
You know, if you have a good explanation and you can explain away the violation and that they actually listen and tear up the violation and say, okay, we'll make a note of this and adjust your schedule, your paddle accordingly on the next pick. You know what I'm saying? Because I seen that happen before where people move up a little bit because they know certain time points they're gonna get caught. You know,
Mr.
not
Kim
to
has a question,
just be
but
assholes. Hmm.
how do they
How
know
do they
that
know?
you know you're ahead of schedule?
I mean, the GPS. So, I mean, they don't know if you know. They can't see what's in your head, but you can explain it to them. Like I'm saying, they're gonna give you the violation, but you could
They
go into
they
the
actually
office.
called me this past week. It was early in the morning, and it's usually a day that they have sanitation. So in our line, and by the way, dude, I found out that we on that line on the 11, if you drive the 11, we have been always given the okay to detour, especially when there's a truck or sanitation. And we thought that we could, but I found out that you can't. You're supposed to hit the RTT, go ahead and detour, and then when they come back to you, you got to let them know I detoured off this street because there was this and this block in between this avenue and this avenue. And I've done it, and they're like, okay, drive carefully, da 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 da. That's it. And they said this is because if something happens to you, if you make that detour without calling in, and again, there is no bulletin on it, there's no rule that states that you're allowed to detour on that line without calling. So
That was an unwritten rule.
it was an unwritten
That
rule,
was
but
I
it's
was
not
told
in-house. That's an in-house thing.
it was an in-house unwritten rule,
In-house thing.
and it was also told by union officials that you could do that. You were allowed to do that.
And
But
where?
I guess
Where?
at
In the
union that you
union?
can on the B11.
I mean,
Yeah, union
in the
officials would.
depot, they're telling you, or this was like
Yeah,
when you was in Zariga?
they would. No, in the depot they were
The
telling you
depot.
that's the one line that you can. They would say the other lines, but that one line to B11, that's the one line you're
Hmm.
allowed to do that because they don't want you to keep calling the office
I
because it
understand.
happens so frequently.
Yeah, so
But
but they should still do it
I
until they
guess you're
make it a
saying that's not
bulletin.
the case now.
No, because the GS, I had the GS and the depot chairperson in the hallway when I went and asked them because another operator came and told me that. I was like, "Well," he go, "Yeah, they changed it." So they changed it. So I just happened to see the GS and the depot chair in the hallway. They were talking. I was like, "Excuse me," and I went and asked them. They're like, "Where did you hear that at?" I said,
Yeah,
"I've been here going now in
before
22 years, and they've always been told that when I did that line." It says, and that's when they explained it to me. Nope, you still have to hit the RTT. You don't wait. Just like if you get to the other line and you have to use the restroom, you hit the RTT. You can't wait. You go. But at least you know when you come back, you call back and you tell them, I called as such. Says what I do is I print a transfer so I have the time so I don't forget it. And when I come back, I'm like, yeah, I called at this time. They already know the time, but I tell them I called at this time. I had to take a person. I couldn't wait. I am now back in service. And they're like, and then they ask you what location you were. And I tell them I was this building on this street or blah. This is where I went. And then that's it. And we told from the beginning that you have to cover yourself. Constantly, they told us we have to
always
cover.
CYA.
Exactly.
So I mean, so basically, what we putting out there is follow the bulletins, ask your your union representative and your management, and go by what they say. Don't listen to the depot lawyers,
Yeah.
depot, the crew room management.
I
Don't
mean,
listen to that.
I'm just putting that out there. This is what I was told from both of them. You continue doing what you got to do. I found it a little difficult sometimes. Oh damn, and then I'll hit it like after the fact. But the truth is that
I've done both. I've did the reroute on my own, and I actually waited for dispatcher to call me
you
back.
sat
Both.
there at the.
I sat there, and people were complaining, and I'm like, "You see the garbage truck? I gotta wait for them to call me to tell." They're like, "Yeah, but everybody else just turned." I said, "I'm not everybody else. I'm not everybody else."
Because not everybody. Because
Ah, man,
sometimes you do
I'm
make the
gonna be late.
detour. You do make the detour. You
Yeah,
go 2 blocks to make that left. Another sanitation. Go another 2 blocks.
I
Another
think
sanitation.
the reason why I did that was because on the B16. Now this is back in the days. On the B16, when you finished down where's that Bay Ridge down there in Bay Ridge Narrows? What's the Narrows? That block? You
Narrows
finish on
Avenue.
Narrows doing the school trip, right? You would drop off on Narrows and then you'll go out of service and come back around, right?
Mm-hmm.
You supposed to go up to a certain street and turn. But a lot of people were making a short turn and cutting across and then coming back around. So one day I said, you know what? I followed another bus. Said, I'm just gonna do the show. I used to go all the way down to I think it was 70 or something like that, and then make the left where you're supposed to go. I see everybody every time I see everybody doing the short turns. I'm
Which
like, you know
line?
what?
Which line you
Let me
talking
go ahead
about
and do
again?
it.
I'm sorry. What line?
This was a 16. There's a 16 doing the school run in the morning early.
Okay.
There's a short turn where you cut down like it's like a little half a block, and
Yeah,
it
like
brings you
people
right
would
around
people
to
would stop where there's like a long street that goes right into the high school or Narrows.
right,
So you make the
right,
left turn on
right. It's like a little
on
small
Shore
block, like
Road,
you're not
and then that piece of Narrow kind of connects. So you kind of make a U-turn and go back on Narrows.
right, right.
Yeah.
But you're not supposed to use that street. You're supposed to go further down and then come around. But a lot of
Okay.
people were using the street, right? So I said, I'm gonna use the street. I'm gonna use the street, man. As soon as I turn that corner, man, and I get ready to go back on the bus route, dispatcher jumped out the car. Literally jumped out the car, like, ooh, I got you. And ran over to my bus. He said, what are you doing turning here? I said, I'm about to start over there. You're not supposed to turn here. What does the paper say you're supposed to do? I said, I just followed another bus over here. I don't understand what's the problem. He's like, no, you're not supposed to do this. And he's like, what's your name, Pat? He didn't give me the violation. He acted like he was. But he sure got me scared enough. I was like, I'm not doing nothing else. So every other time after that, I was like, I'm going right down. I don't care. Somebody turned in front of me. I'm going all the way down to the block I'm supposed to turn and make the turn. I was like, I don't care.
Yeah.
But it was like the way he did it. Like it was like Dave Chappelle. When he literally jumped out the Jeep. It was like, gotcha, bitch. I was like, oh shit.
Your son just like him.
I was like, oh man. So ever since then, I got on the B11. That's the day I'm like, nope, I don't care. It's a garbage truck. Boo boo. RTT sit here and just
I'm pretty
wait
much the
until they
same way.
call it
It's
back.
like if I make a mistake, I'm gonna make it just that one time. If they call me, they say they want it done this way. Okay, as I'm gonna do it. They call me telling me to hold on because had 4 minutes when I was coming down Avenue J. Okay, I'll hold my time. You told me to wait here for my time. After that, I was late. I wound up being like 20 minutes late to the end of the line because, like you said, we doing the run. We know if you're doing that line so often, you know the lights, you know the traffic, you know what time you need to be somewhere to be on time. So,
well, you got a decision to make.
Yeah,
we could end the show because it's 2 minutes left.
we're going to go a little
extras.
over. I'm sick of the dog. I'm not going to work tomorrow. No, I'm out to further notice
because we still got other topics we got to talk about.
We do. So, yeah, I know it was. This is our holiday special. I know you have some other stuff that we wanted to talk. Danielle says, you said it. Let's put it up. You said it yourself. You knew you weren't supposed to and did it anyway. That's why I can't be in the union and defend stupidity. We're all grown-ass adults. You know what you're not supposed to do.
Yep. And you're right, Daniel. I knew I wasn't supposed to do it, and I did it anyway. You know why? Because I seen everybody else doing it. And it seemed like nothing was happening to nobody. But the minute that dispatcher corrected me, that was the end of it.
Yeah, you're out there and you see people doing the wrong thing, and then you're the one that gets called. Yeah, I've been at the end of that.
And mind you, I felt bold because I was no longer on the what they call that when you first start for the first year.
Oh my God, your year.
I wasn't on probation. I wasn't on probation no more. I was just off probation, so I felt like whatever. You can't touch me. Like, okay, he was like, "You'll write me up," and he put the fear of God in me, and that was the end of that. That was just then I did what I was supposed to do. But while I was on probation, I had a lot of haters because I was doing everything I was supposed to do. 15, 16 miles per hour. I met a couple of good friends and I made a couple of enemies.
A couple of
But
enemies.
I was doing that. I was doing turn, you know. I was doing that kind of a turn every time I turned the bus, brushing my teeth, making sure that I drove that bus slow as hell. I did everything I was supposed to do. I didn't care, and I made sure I picked the last run on every line that I put on because that's what OG, may he rest in peace. Augie explained to me when we was on the 35. He's like, you just started. I'm like, yeah. Augie was still. This is when he was still a driver, and he was like lead on the 35. And he's like, yo, as a rookie, man, you make sure you come in as late as possible. Try not to drive your car. Pick like the last one if you can. That way you don't have that much traffic. You take your time learning how to do these routes and keep it on schedule. He said, other than that, you should be good. And that's exactly the rules I follow. I stayed on the last run of the 9, the 16, wherever I could get in the last run, the latest possible. At that point, I was coming in after 6, like 6:45, finishing at 4 in the morning. I don't know if they still had those runs, but that was the run I had. I was doing the B9, and at my last 2 runs, stopped at Flatbush. It didn't even go to Kings Plaza. So yeah, I was
Oh
doing
yeah,
that
at a
for
certain
the
time it
first
only
year.
gets to Flatbush. Yeah, Flatbush and M was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or
Yep,
L.
Flatbush and
L.
I don't know.
L. Yeah.
Yeah, but that was it right by the Dunkin' Donuts. That was it. I do my around, pick up my Mexicans, and turn around, keep it moving. You know,
So guys, we'll
we had a
continue.
routine.
We had. I didn't think I was gonna make it an hour. Truth is, I don't like when we go an hour. But Blunt has a couple things also we wanted to talk about. But I wanted to bring this up. We're not gonna do it today, but I have brought this up to Blunt on our last show, and I asked you guys. I did a video on it too. We want to start doing. We'll see how long it could go. It's gonna be like a question to your boy Blunt, and it's a question about. Damn it!
COVID,
No, not COVID. No, thank God it's not COVID.
Corona.
This is now the second time I catch the flu, by the way, and it's the first time my wife ever gets the flu. So she was like, "Thank you for giving me the flu for the first time in my life." What are you
Dang,
gonna
don't be
do?
mad at me.
He'll be
I'm
mad at me,
sorry. I'm sorry.
We
But
carry
James mad at me
sick
because
people all the time. But
James mad at me because I tried to do that slick turn.
thank you, and that's where I got it from. I
I don't
believe I
know.
got it at
I'm
work
sorry.
because nobody in my
Yeah.
house had it. It's just me. But anyway, back to what I wanted to say. I want you guys to
Feliz
send me
Navidad,
email.
Facebook user.
Send me an
Yeah.
email with a question about relationship. Like when people call up shows or whatever, if you're like, hey, I've been married for so and so, I have this question about relationship. What would you say to this if I'm this is my boyfriend and blah blah whatever? And send me these questions, and then we're going to ask them live to Blunt. Blunt's not going to know the question, and Blunt's just going to give us a straight out, street, manly response. Who's calling me? Not picking up. I think we're gonna have fun with that. Um, Again, we're not professional. What do you call it? Blunt.
It's going to be reminiscent of the Chappelle show, Nostradamus. If you remember that segment when they were asking questions, I forgot the comedian's name. He would just answer them just bluntly, something like that.
Okay, so
So you ask,
I
yeah, put
actually
your
have
questions in and I
already a
answer.
few. I actually
Oh,
have a few questions
wait, but
already.
you got to tell them where the
Yeah,
email
I
is.
have it. And since we don't want Blunt seeing it, you're gonna send them right here at the bottom. The real Brooklyn Pete at gmail.com. That's where you send it. I posted it. I got several already, Blunt. So I'm ready. But we're not doing that today. We'll do it even the next at the start of our new show next year. We'll
All
start
right, so
bringing it
give
up.
it
So you
one
can
more time.
prepare
Repeat that.
yourself. Hmm?
Repeat it. So in case
The
anybody
Gmail
might have
is
missed what
the
you said.
real Brooklyn Pete at gmail.com. You're going to send your questions to your boy Blunt. about issues that you may have or either somebody else has. You know, like when you're asking for a friend
Action for a friend.
about
Mhm.
about it, relationship issues.
Don't worry, I
You know.
got you. I got you. 100% reliable, folks. I knows what I be talking about.
Well, he might actually know something. I mean, with these questions, have fun with it. And if they're real, I'm letting you know right now. Again, the real
Just for
broken
a
P at
little,
gmail.com.
uh,
Quick question. It's gonna be
just for a
anonymous.
little.
I'm not gonna say how operator this and this send us this question. No, you could put in their name, like Lonely in Virginia, Lonely MV in Flatbush Depot or whatever. I would use that. If you don't put it, I'll just give you your name or whatever. It's gonna be
I
anonymous.
mean, yeah, if you want
Hmm.
to,
And we'll go to
just
2 or maybe 3 a show. But yeah, we will do it on our first show back January 5th. That's that Thursday after the holiday, January 5th. We're going to be again live on YouTube only. So you'll have to tune in on our YouTube channel to see us live and join the conversation. But right after that, like with this one we're doing now, well, we're live on Facebook for today too. But what we'll do is that we'll go live again on YouTube, and then right after the show, probably the next day, we will post it on other pages, and you can watch
post
it
the
that way.
link.
Post the links for it. Anyway, for somebody who's not feeling well, they want to talk. I've been talking too much. Eric, there's a couple of things that I know you wanted to bring up. So,
Yeah. So the last show
go ahead. To
we had
water.
touched up on how your representatives wanted to do this, right? They wanted to eliminate bus fares and make the MTA money rules, right? And that was Representative God Giannis. He had made a proposal on how to Janaris and I'm sorry, and Zohan. These two people are your representatives in Queens, right? And they put up a proposal where they're eliminating bus fares in New York City, and they're gonna be actually putting more buses out and eliminating bus fares. We talked about that last week. You go to last week's show and look it up. There's a link to the article about it also in there. But there's an update, and what I wanted to share with you guys about that was that so they planned on doing that, but there's one thing like that they said that they wanted to do that I don't know if it's fair or not, but you guys could let me know on this, and that is um what's going to happen with express buses in Staten Island. So what they're saying now is that when they do start this, if they start it, the plan is to do it it's going to take about 4 years to do, between 4 years or so, and they're going to roll it out borough by borough, and it's going to the way they're going to be planning is going to be based on ridership, people skipping bail, the
Skipping
demographics,
bail.
not skipping bills, skipping the fare, the
Mhm.
demographics of the money that the people in the neighborhood make, and that's how they're gonna be basing on which neighborhoods go first or not. But the thing about express buses, which I was gonna say, which I don't know if this is fair or not, but express buses are in Staten Island. They're talking about Staten Island are going to be last to get this free fare.
And Manhattan,
So if
by
they
the way, and Manhattan as well.
and it's in conjunction with Manhattan,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I think Manhattan's going to be actually before it, but they both like in the same year. But express buses and people in Staten Island are going to be the last ones to get the free fare. I think the riding public will be glad about that, and I think I don't know, do most operators feel like that's a good thing or not? I don't know if it's going to affect I don't think it affects your paycheck or
As
anything
long as
like
it don't
that.
affect my pocket.
Yeah, I think most riders, and I can't really speak for that. You guys got to let me know. I don't think they have a problem with that. But why?
Listen, as long as
Staten
they're
Island
not
only
gonna
has
use that as an excuse to give us zero when contract time comes. I did
they're
read that.
gonna
They said that they would be
that's
650. They would need 650 million a year from the government
right.
for giving out the free rides, and
Yep.
it would be Transit would lose 560 million, I think they said, a year from people evading the
That
fare.
don't pay their fare. That's that's
Yeah,
that's fare beaters alone.
yeah.
That's fare beaters alone. So they supposed to cover that. How do they cover that when they take away a source of income, right? And then it's like, why does Staten Island, the one borough that only has Staten Island only has one rail system in it, right? I think it's just one that goes across the whole island.
Yeah, I think so too. There's one that's
And
very close to here. I've
so
been wanting to go ride it too, just to check it out.
so most of the people in Staten Island depend on the buses and their own cars to get out of Staten Island. So why are they the last ones to get the free bus fare? I know they're saying that they look at the demographics and the money from the people on in demographics and Staten Island are like middle class, but still a lot of them depend on the buses to get out of there, and the ferry to get out of there. Why that can't be free? I personally, this is just my
They
opinion,
just feel
because
the
views
the
and
people
opinions as
got the
always.
money. They could afford it, and other
The views and
places,
opinions.
the minorities. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Cut you.
I feel I
Do
just
that. Do
feel
that
that
again. The views and opinions.
on yeah, the views and opinions of those expressed by your boy Blunt, but just those are mine. So I just feel like being in Staten Island only has one rail, and majority of the population rely on the buses and ferries, that they should be the first ones to get it, the free buses, because they pay enough to get off the in and out the island. It is, even though they get a huge discount, they still got to pay to get in and out their own home. So I don't know. I just feel like that's kind of wrong. And Daniel suggests they only have one choo choo line. Hey Daniel, you know what that line is? Like the number or name of that line? I don't remember what it is. Is it Staten Island Expressway? I don't know what it's called. I would like to know what it is. But yeah, I just feel like that's
I have
crazy
it not
that
too
they.
far from here, but I can't think of it right now. I know it goes to St. George, I think it's called.
I know it goes from one part of the island all the way to the tip, from one tip to the next tip. I mean, they could have at least another one going across town, like from one side to the other side. But I kind of think it's too late to build that now. I don't know. That would be like,
Yeah, it would take a long time now to build with
no,
the
it won't
road
take a long
structure.
time. I just think that the
I mean, it's been
infrastructure is
working like
too
that for
dense
so
for.
long.
Yeah, I don't see why they can't. I mean, the way they have technology now that they could build that within a year.
Mm,
To actually build the tunnel, because the way they have these machines, the machines dig out the tunnel, take the dirt and plaster and cement the whole tunnel. Like, it's done. And once it goes across, it goes one route and it's done. The tunnel is built, so it starts in St. George.
yeah.
So the technology now, they'll build it a lot faster. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Yeah. But
I've
yeah,
been
let me
wanting
let me
to
know how
go
you
to go
what you
check it
people think
out.
about
My,
that.
my in-laws already jumped on that when we moved out here. They were like, "Go check out the train." I've been wanting to go check it out. Yeah,
So that's just
I
I
don't
think
know.
that's
I mean, you know what?
unfair.
There are other places. I mean, they don't have this the system the size that we have, where they have free service.
For
But
the cities and yeah,
it would take a lot off our back, a lot of the pressure off us if they were able to do something like that. And I think you said it was going to be like through sections, like maybe Brooklyn would have a free for several months, then they would switch
hmm
over to Bronx
Queens,
or whatever
Queens or
Queens,
Bronx.
and go like that, like every couple a year, like 2 years, this place will be free. I could see if they did that rather than just
I mean,
the
I could
whole
see that
system and
eliminating
get
a
eliminated.
lot of
It
stress.
would eliminate a lot of
I could see
problems
that
towards
eliminating a
us
lot.
for sure. Because that's
Mhm.
where, like we say, we just drive, which is what we're supposed to do anyway.
I mean, I wonder how much money they spend on printing transfers or having transfer paper and
The
stuff like that.
fare
Because you don't
box,
longer need that.
keeping the
You don't
fare
longer
box
need that.
going. You know,
So you guys will be driving and you don't have to worry about. Oh, I see him. He's not gonna pay. You
they
don't have
could
to
put
be
a
worried about
hold
the
on
driver gonna get on.
creating those omni systems. They could, stop that.
They don't
So
have to. They're not.
no, they would just save. They would save probably a lot of
So
money.
they would save on the Omni system. They save on the transfers. They no longer need the fare boxes. You don't need that.
The
You
paperwork.
just get up. You can drive. Yeah, that's a lot of paper, a lot of ink you save on, a lot of technical support and stuff like that. You don't need.
I guess they
That
got
you
to
get rid of.
balance that
So I
out
mean,
and
they'll
see. Okay.
save on that.
Now, would it knock out jobs though? Would it knock
Yeah.
jobs off the system if they go free?
No, but
As
they're
far as, let's
talking
say,
about adding
maintenance,
more.
like maintenance, or
They're talking about they're talking about adding more buses.
adding
So
more buses.
yeah, so they definitely won't knock any jobs out. If anything, it's going to add more jobs. But will the government do? Will the government come on? Who's paying for that? That's the main question.
The
Who's paying for that?
taxpayer. It's got to
Taxpayer.
be the taxpayer.
Taxpayer.
Don't they
So
put a surcharge
you think you
already
get a
on
free
on
ride?
some bills that we get? Surcharges, MTA surcharges. Is it on the electric? I don't know if it's on the
I don't know
electric
which one
bill.
you
Is
mean.
there like a surcharge?
I don't know. So you think you're getting away with a free ride when you're actually paying for it? So basically, operators are paying for them to ride for free. Think about it, right? Operators are paying for anybody on welfare to ride for free. So you could be like, I'm not picking you up. I'll pay for your ride. And I'm stop. Don't do that, y'all.
Mm,
Don't listen to me.
the opinion.
Get yourself caught. Don't listen to me.
Only blunt. Only blunt.
You know how they come on, they say, I'll pay your salary. Like, I'll pay for your ride. Get off my butt.
What else we got, blunt?
So you have that, right? And here's another gripe with the MTA, right? When we talked about also, I think it was the last show, right? Um, eliminating the token booths, right? And
Mm.
having them come out of the token booths and work as eyes and ears for transit, giving customer service and making sure that pathways and what are the platforms are free of debris or any kind of dangers and stuff like that. So they're gonna take away the token booths and put these people out with the masses, right?
Mm.
And in the midst of doing that, we already have something like this. Well, Jamila Baptiste
Batiste.
was assaulted. Batiste.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Batiste was assaulted. And what happened was this guy on what was it?
What was she though?
This
What
guy in
what
Tribeca.
what did she do for transit?
She's a sister worker that works in the token booth out in Tribeca.
Oh, booth worker.
And she
Okay.
was assaulted. Yeah, she's working token booth in Tribeca. And she said this man went on a rampage and left 10 people injured. And he started in the subway station in Tribeca. So I guess she's located in Tribeca somewhere. And she was working the toll booth. And I guess, was trying to see why she was out the booth. Okay, so here it is. So he came up and said some very vulgar words. She was on her way from her lunch break. She was returning from her lunch break. So that's why she was outside the booth. And this man walked up to her, started saying some very vulgar words, and just started beating her with a stick. It could be said a piece of wood that was from either a Christmas tree or a bark of a tree of some kind. They just started beating her. She said it was so fast she couldn't even protect herself. She didn't know what happened, but she was lucky she got away because some passengers helped her and they got her in the
Thank God for
ambulance and
that.
everything like that. So she got
Usually everybody whips out their phone and starts recording
right.
because they want the next viral video.
And this is a midst of them talking about.
Was it caught on video, by the way?
I don't know if it was caught on video, but there's a possibility it was. It was on the news. Yeah, it was on the news. So I don't know if it's actually caught on video. We'll probably find out later on. But this is on the midst of them saying as early as next year that they're going to be eliminating token booths. and this is what they're going to be putting those people in jeopardy. I really strongly feel like they shouldn't do that. But
It's putting us in
technology
jeopardy for
is
sure.
phasing
It's
that job
danger.
out.
Yeah.
The technology is phasing that job out, but I feel like they can find other ways of keeping them in that token.
Or
But
this is the wrong time. Just wait till we get some
this is the
type of stronger security, like they're talking about it in the subway, before they
yeah,
put our
like they
members
said
out there. You know?
they said like 2 years ago when they getting us 500 cops to put down. Like where are those 500? We still asking where those 500 cops are.
Oh, let me tell you something.
Again,
While I was working this line, now it's been 3 times within this pick that I've had 2 police officers come to my bus when I was like 5 stops away from my last stop in an area that is pretty quiet at that point. There's hardly anybody on the bus, and they come on the bus and say, "Hey, operator, how are you doing? Everything good today?" Go, "Yeah, well, so far so good." I say, "It should have been at such and such stop. I could have used you back there." He's like, "Fortunately, this is where they have us post it today." All right, but everything's good. Yeah, everything good. So then they always ask me for the transfer. It's just to show proof they came on the bus. They ask for my the batch number, and then they say, "All right, have a good day." So 3 times, two. This is team of 2 police officers have gone on, but I feel that they were at a spot where they're not really needed. That
we
spot
know
is
we know
there's
nothing's gonna
just no
happen.
kind
It
of
was just
action there, no kind of
it's a
action
formality.
going on, and at that time, it's already kind of lively the area, and no, it's like I think it's needed further going down the other direction where it's like I usually have issues coming on, but I don't know. I don't know if they do that to kind of help out the
You know what precinct
MTA.
they coming out of?
Ah, remember, I think it was the 62nd, if I am correct. I believe I looked at it. I think it's the 62nd. 62nd,
You know what
six.
you could do next time that happens?
What's that?
If you remember, ask to speak with their sergeant. Tell them to bring a sergeant. Call the sergeant. Can you call your sergeant and come meet me?
Well, while I'm
Ask to
on the
speak
bus and
with
service,
these sergeants. Yeah, yeah. Tell him to
I
meet
don't
you.
know
You'll
if.
be back. Tell him I'll be back at this point at this time at this time. And can he meet me here at this time, this time, this time? Or can you have him come right away? Follow my bus. This is the number I'm heading down to. Such and such. You can meet me at the end of the line or follow me. I'll be back this way at this time.
Uh huh.
Find a way to speak to the sergeant, and then explain to him you putting these police officers on and at the wrong spot. There's nothing happening here. I don't need them here. I need them back here. Can you find a way to change their route to start coming on from this point to this point? You know what I mean? Find a way where you actually connect to the sergeant, or on your day off, go down to the precinct and be like, "Listen, who's in charge of scheduling officers to ride the bus and ask to speak to him?" I could do that if you tell me what precinct is. I'll go down there and myself and be like, and actually have a talk with them. I don't know how far I get, but I can tell them, because they seem to do that a lot. Like when you don't really need them, that's when they're there.
Yeah.
There's certain lines they go to the lines that don't need them. Like, really, what are you here for? There's nothing happening here. Going to B35, going to B43. That's where they need you at. I don't need you here. This is a cakewalk.
Yeah. Pretty much. What else did I see then that on the 35? I have been doing the 35, and I guess that spot was on by the post office on 96, 92nd, 92nd, right after crossing Linden Boulevard. When you come in, when you're going towards Hegeman, right after there's the Burger King stop, and then after that, well, they took the one across Kings Highway, no, across Linden. So the next one will be 92nd. and there was two cops right there, and they came on to ask, same thing with the transfer and everything. And it's like, I could have used you back on Nostrand Avenue. They're like, well, everything good here? Go ahead. Everything's good. It got like just a couple more steps to the end of the line. So yeah, I feel like they put, like, I don't know, maybe they're looking out for the officers, or kind of giving them and these that I've seen on, not on the 35, on the other line, you could tell that they're not mature, experienced. They don't seem like they have that experience. I'm wondering, they just putting it out there to get them, not throw them into freaking fire so quick into the lions. Excuse me. But yeah, that would be a good idea, just to, next time I'm out there, just to ask and see if something could be done. But we have our guys here. We have maybe Rob, if you're still watching, Camp, if there's something that could be done about that. But thanks for that, Eric, because I'm definitely, next time it happens, I'm going to ask that and see if there's something that me as an operator can do.
Definitely find out what precinct, because if you could tell me what precinct, I'll go there. I will go there myself and talk to them.
Let me see if it happens again, because it's happened so far 3 times that I've been there. Like every other week, they've been right at that corner. And I won't say the corner now because, not to give out my spot right now where I'm at. But yeah. So well, this show's been a good thing. Sorry if I went a little long on that sick control thing, but it's annoying, and I'm hoping that a lot of you guys have been watching feel the same way, and maybe we could do some kind of a change with that. Are you done, Plug? Do you have anything else to say?
No, that was the 2 I wanted to cover for this.
Okay, so guess what? I think that we're just gonna end them with, just give them a little taste. I know you're not ready for this, but let's give our viewers a little taste of a question that I got from someone that sent me an email, and I'm gonna pick a question. Okay. We got several questions, by the way, several questions, okay. And I hope these guys just keep bringing them on. All right, so let me pick one of these. I have managed to take.
Let me get my pose. Get my pose. Wait, we come up with a messed up bed.
Okay, this is a good one. I'll have to remember not to ask this one again.
Here we go.
So guys, we're gonna give you a little taste on the segment. What should we call this segment? Advice. Relation. Here we go. And now, relationship advised. Cut. And now, relationship advice with your boy Blunt. The question I got for you, Blunt. Husband and wife are married 20 years, and they've lost the spark in their sex life. Advice on how to spice things up.
After 20 years.
Married 20 years.
There's a couple of things you can do. You can both go to the sex store and pick out each one's desires. Or flip through Pornhub. There's plenty of channels you can find some stuff going on there. Later.
I wasn't ready for that.
That's how it's going to be, y'all. It's going to be real. It's going to be real.
All right, so hold on. I almost dropped my mic. Everything over here, bro. But I'm sorry. But tell us again, what are the 2 things you said they could do? Or was it 3? I don't hear you. You muted yourself. Come on, we're almost done. You muted yourself. There we go. Okay, once again.
So yeah, you can go to the sex shop, and each one buys each one's designs, or you can flip through Pornhub. Plenty of videos you can watch there.
All right, all right. So, guys, this is just a little tidbit, a little taste of. We're gonna have a new segment. See, as long as you guys keep sending questions, we'll keep this segment going, right, Blunt? I mean, Blunt's
Yeah,
gonna be
I'm
flow of
a
information. And what happened? Your mic sounds so good
I'm
right
gonna
now.
let you.
What'd you do?
I don't know. It cut off, and I had to cut it back on. I don't
You
know what
did
the
some
hell happened.
magic.
But I'm gonna leave it up to you guys. I want to get a wig so I can dress up for the role. So we have the segment. I put the wig on. So I don't know. We'll find something.
Yeah,
Find something.
but that was just a little touch. Right now,
Yeah.
looking at this page, you got like 6 questions.
Cool. That's good
All
for a
right,
start.
huh?
So we got it. That's about we do what 1 or 2 questions
We'll
a
do
show.
1 or 2 per show.
Yeah,
You know,
cool. So we got a couple of
somewhere in the
shows worth
middle. In
already.
the middle, we won't wait till the end of the show.
Yeah.
Somewhere in the middle, we'll do that segment, and Blunt's gonna
Did it cut
be,
off?
straight up. Blunt's gonna get like how he feels that you should deal with it. He's not gonna be like. I think this was a truthful answer. This is not something that will get either of them in trouble. But for the person that sent this, if you're watching, that's there. You got two opinions that you can do. Now remember, when they're not professionals giving out advice, sexual advice, or this kind of advice for relationships. But we're gonna have a little fun with it, and I hope you guys continue sending us your questions. So
Yep. Yep.
Facebook
Yep.
user
Yep.
says you're a nut.
Well, thank
That
you,
was
Facebook
great.
user, whoever you are.
So, guys, we went pretty long on the show today. Again, this is for the holiday. Uh, we'll be back next week again on the Thursday. It'll be the 29th, just before New Year's. Oh, he got knocked out. There he goes. Coming back.
Yeah, I hit the wrong button on my mouse. Here we go.
We've been doing this so many years. Here we
Hit the wrong
go.
button.
Here the fuck we go. But yeah, so it was fun. I'm glad I kept myself all right. We did good. We'll be back again next week, same time. Hopefully, we won't go this far of our scheduled time for our New Year's end, and then after that, we'll be back on the Thursday, the 5th of January. And like I said prior, we will be recording. No, sorry. We'll be going live only on YouTube starting January the 5th with that show. And the only time that we'll go live using our Facebook pages will be if we have like something special to say, like we had today, or if we have a guest that wants to join us, because, we want to be able to reach more people. So we don't want to take that away from our guests. If we're going to bring a guest doctor or someone from transit that wants to talk about something, maybe our newly appointed Richard Davis could bless her with his presence on one of these shows. We could talk to him. Maybe he could tell us what kind of plans he has for transit. And remember that we're still going to be talking about the ABA for the children on MTA. That's not going to stop. We're going to continue with that. And that's it. I got nothing else I got to say. Blunt, if you want to take us out and we'll finish it up. We'll
First
see
of all,
you next week.
Thank everybody for watching and joining us on YouTube and Facebook. Please, if you're on our Facebook pages, whether it be Sister Page Next Bus Please or Transit Misfits, take a time out to go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel if you want to catch us live. Live is where it's at. We connect with you guys and we interact with you guys. We want to move it over to YouTube because these other pages they kind of have a lot of things going on that kind of messes up with the stream. So YouTube is where it's at. Go over there, YouTube to Transit Misfits. Appreciate everybody in today's comments. Daniel, Rob, Alexander, Kim, Karim, Lloyd, all these people, everybody who joined us, Mr. Father Craven, everybody who joined us in the comments today. Appreciate your comments. And we will see you next week. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year to you guys.
Merry Christmas to you guys. Stay safe. Stay safe. Above all, stay safe. And keep yourself healthy. We'll leave you with this. Good night, everyone.
Deuces.